Hi friends, so today we're going to be making this cat collar. It's pretty simple to make, pretty easy. Some parts of it do require a bit of patience, but overall I wouldn't say that it's too hard to make. Let's go over what we need for the project. So I am using a cotton yarn. When you make these, at least in my case, when I made my first one, I used acrylic yarn, and my cat would like lick herself or like lick her fur, and it would kind of like her little sandpaper tongue would kind of hit it, especially around like the front two. So I started using only cotton yarn because it kind of doesn't really pill and it doesn't pull as easily. But you know, as they wear it, however long it is, it's gonna get worn. But this is the sugar and cream cotton yarn. I don't have the tag for it exactly, but it's just like their little skeins of yarn, the sugar and cream. Next, you're gonna need 2 hooks. This one is a 3.25, and this is what I used for the majority of the project. And then I used a smaller hook. This one is a 0.9 millimeter. Whatever you can use to get up through these pieces will work, just because this one won't really make it through mine. I got these little safety clasps on Amazon. They come in a bunch of different colors. This is the details on them. I'm not sure if that's helpful, but I just looked up safety cat collar clips, clasps. You'll see them. They'll come up. They mostly look like this. I like that there's a bunch of different colors though. I've made lots of different colored collars using these. They're very nice. Make sure you get the safety ones because they will pop open, because you know how cats are when they climb and jump. You don't want one of these to get caught on something and them not to be able to break out of it for safety. So very important. The next thing you'll need is just a tape measure. We'll use that to go around the cat's neck at first, just to get an idea of how big we need our collar to be. Please make sure when you're measuring for your cat's collar that you can easily slip a couple fingers in between the collar and their neck, because this isn't really an adjustable collar, so we want it to fit them comfortably and not too tight and not really too loose. So yeah, and that is what you will be needing. Also a pair of scissors and yarn needle to weave in any of the ends. And yeah, let's get into the pattern. So we're going to start with our little plastic clasp here. And this is where your very small hook is going to come into play. So we're going to start with a basic slip knot. It's like this, but we're not going to put it on our hook just yet. We're going to come up through the left side, and then take our hook, tighten it up around there. This hook is so small. It almost doesn't hold it, but make sure that your right side is facing up and just pull it through the best you can. And then even now I would switch over to a little bit of a larger one and pull up a chain. So we're going to work around and come back to this side. So we're going to chain the length of around your pet's neck. Make sure that when you're considering the length, consider this part as well when you're measuring, because this is part of it. So let's go ahead and chain up. All right, let's take a look here, see where we're at. Start at our 0, needs a bit more. This is also a really good time to check if you can before we start our next one, just to see if it'll fit around your cat's neck. Like, just give it a little wrap around, see. That should be good. I have her old one here as well. I'm gonna compare them. This one is at about a little over 9.5. Let's see where this one was again. That should be good. Might even take one or two out. Okay, so now once you've gotten to the length that you're happy with, and make sure again that you can safely fit at least like 2 fingers underneath when you're measuring it on your cat, just so that they have space to breathe and be comfortable. So we'll make sure that this is all flat and straight, that all your chains are facing the same direction. Make sure this is up to the top, and we are going to flip it back and connect. Oh goodness, this is the part that gets me every time, so just be careful while you're doing this part, just to make sure it doesn't really twist. Just want to make sure, and I think we're good. So we're going to put our hook inside of the thing. If you have these specific ones, put it in the outer one so that you can put the tags and charms and everything on the inner one here. So if you can, get your hook up through there. If not, use your small one, pull a loop through like that, and then slip stitch it into there, and then chain up 1, and then we will start working our way back to where we started. And since this is the top, we're going to work on the lower part. So what we'll do is slip stitch into, and I've been just going into the bottom loop here, the far one, a slip stitch, and then we'll chain 2, and then we will skip 1, 2, go into the third, same far stitch from you, just so that it kind of pushes it down toward, like facing down, you know what I mean? So then we'll chain 2, 1, 2, and in there, slip stitch. So now we have little spaces here that we'll go into on our next row. So chain 2, 1, 2, into that third, perfect, like that, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, and we're getting close to coming back to the round. 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and let's see where we're at here. You might end up at a different space than me. If you can do another 2, I think that I can, so I'm going to do 1, 2, and then I have 2 stitches left, 1, 2, so I'm just going to go right into the plastic bit. So let's slip our little hook in there if we can. Oof, nope. I'm not even trying today. Not gonna fight with it. So just use this little one, get up in there, pull a loop through and slip stitch it. There we go. Switch back before I lose that little thing I have. All right. So now that we have that in there, we can chain up 1, and then we will turn it like you would normally. I guess if you wanted to take this apart now, I like to keep it connected just so I can make sure that everything is facing the right direction. So you just turn it back, and then we're going to slip stitch into the first space and then chain up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we are going to slip stitch into the next space over. And then 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then slip stitch into this next space here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is going to be so annoying to weave in. Not looking forward to that. Okay, slip stitch into this space here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then into the next space here, slip stitched. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip stitch. Same thing all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And into the next one. Now you can really start to see the vision come together. So cute. Okay, moving on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip stitch in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 5. Make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Slip stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5. This should be our last one, I believe. Yep. Right in here. Slip stitch. Everybody's little ends are going to come out differently, and I'm trying to think of a way to get this one into the end. Let's chain 2. Chain a couple to get yourself to the end here. Because I've only ever made this for my cat and like one other cat, so they're all going to be a different size. Let's try a different hook size to get that in here, just like we did last time. Pull through a loop and slip stitch it. Yeah, that should be all right. Ah, cool. Just enough to get yourself there. Okay, so now we're going to chain up 1, start our new row, turn it this way. Everything should be facing, these should all be facing down. Make sure, you know, as you go, just to be 100%, because rings and like circular things tend to mess me up, so I don't know. I'm always like double, triple checking. So now this is where we're gonna get a little bit nimble with it. It's a little bit annoying. You might need a smaller hook. We're going to slip stitch until we get to the center of each one of these, and then we're going to do a picot stitch. And I will explain that when we get to it. I will say though, I really do like this design as well without the picot stitch. It's a little softer. So if you feel like stopping here, this is a really cute collar as well. The picot stitch is just going to give that little point at the end instead of it being rounded. It'll just have like that little sunburst style point. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to slip stitch into each one of these little chain stitches that we made in the last round, which sometimes can be a little bit tricky. I hate when that happens. Let's try that again. So I'll lose you though. Okay. In there. All right, we're good. So let's get this back in here. I'm trying to make sure I go through both of them. That's what makes it hard. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you really have some patience with yourself for this one. It's just kind of like that. Give yourself some time to really get it through there and get it right, you know. And then we'll come up to our first little loop here. So we're gonna go 2 up 2. So here's 1. One, 2, there we go. 2 slip stitches. Oh man. Okay, get through there. 2, and then this is going to be our third one. So this is our like tippy top one that we're gonna put the point on. So it's gonna go in like a slip stitch, but we're going to make a single crochet instead. If we can. Okay, there we go. So pull through and pull through. So we have our our single crochet and then our chain 1, and then we'll go back through that same 2 in the single crochet, pull through a slip stitch. Then we'll just continue going down. One and 2. All right. All right, so let's go up our next one. So we're gonna go 1 slip stitch, 2, oh my gosh, get in there, there we go, 2 and slip stitch, and now we're coming up on our third. So we will pull through here and make our single crochet in our third stitch, maybe. Crocheting into the chain is just torture. Okay, there we go. Single crochet, chain up 1 or 2 if you like. And then we're going to go right back into that single crochet for a slip stitch. Perfect. And then we're just going to work our way back down. This is going to be the most annoying part of it, but it'll turn out nice and be rewarding and you'll be proud. So, yeah. 1 and 2. Holy crap. Get in there. Okay. Oh, and I didn't really mention these, the little in-between guys. You want to slip stitch into those as well. And then keep it moving up here. One. Oh my gosh. Okay. 1. 2. I might need a smaller hook. These are getting rough. Okay, there we go. That's our second one. Now we're moving on to our third, so a single crochet, and chain up one, slip stitch back into that single crochet for our picot. Picot is my favorite crochet word. Please tell me your favorite crochet word. All right, back to it. Oh my gosh, okay. It's like hard for me to see it when it's under the camera. Sorry, I was looking at it up close. All right. Slip stitch and slip stitch. Hi, editing me here. So I just sped this part up because I didn't want you guys to have to watch me struggle through doing all these chains, but yeah, so just continue on with that row doing slip stitches into each chain, and then the third one will have that picot stitch all the way around. I guess I must have made my chains really tight. My tension must have been really tight. I don't know, but it was rough for me, so hopefully it's not as tedious for you, but I will meet you back at the end of the row. So it looks like we are hitting our last little loop here, so let's do our 2 slip stitches. If you made it this far with me, I'm proud of you. This was a true test of strength, endurance, resilience, patience, all of it. Not easy. All right, 1, and 2. All right, and then our last picot stitch. One and 2. That should be good. All right, and then let's just slip stitch until we get to the little plastic clasp again. I think I got like one more I can fit in there. All right, and then we will just slip stitch into our clasp again. Nope, no we will not. Let me get my smaller hook. And slip stitch into the clasp. Whew, all right, slip stitched in. And there she is, very cute. So just to finish off, we are going to chain 1 and cut our work. My scissors are breaking. Okay, and then we'll just pull through. Pull that nice and tight. I've got a I've got to weave that in, and then weave in my other ends, and that'll be that. So I'm just going to take a yarn needle, I'm going to sew in these little bits, little ends, and I'll see you after that. All right, and here is the finished product. I am just putting it on my cat Turnip right now so that she can model it for you. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have any questions or need clarification on anything, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to help. And yeah, look how sweet that looks on her. Even with her puffy fur right there, you can still see it poking out. Very cute. And yeah, go ahead and like and subscribe to see more from me. And for every like, I'll give Turnip a little kiss on the top of the head. Bye!